Welcome everybody to my channel. Today I want to go over a Brandt Gate, Brandt Gate deck profile. I don't see a lot of Brandt Gate prison decks topping, even at like locals, and I've gotten top 3 in my last 2 weeks of locals. I mean, that's not really anything notable, but I mean it's more than I've been seeing out of the representation for Brandt Gate, so I thought I'd go ahead and share my deck profile. So obviously with the ride line, you run the basic trial deck, 1, 2, 3. Not really anything special there. It's kind of obvious you run that. And then grade 3s, you run 3 of the Seraph Snow for the Persona ride, and I run 2 Granite Road Fair Tiger, Tigar, I don't know. This guy got misprinted. I don't know if anyone noticed this. I saw this on a channel. The grade 3, it's a Dark States logo, but it's a Brandt Gate unit. But yeah, this is why I run for this, because he just sits on the board and enables your prison, so you can get that triple drive in there. And then for the grade 2s, 4 of the Aggro Rogue. Aggro Rogue is good because, I mean, it's a 15k shield, 15k beater. I mean, the only downside to her is you don't really get to use the 15k shield as often as you think, because usually your opponent's getting units out of the prison by then, so yeah. Then you run who I like to call the Sexy Grandpa. We got Sexy Grandpa here, Grapple External. I run 3 of him because he's a 15k beater. Basically, you just want to have beat sticks as your grade 2s. And then you run 3 of the Security Patroller. He's good for the on-place, prison anything. Most of your stuff only prisons things from like the front row. Like this only prisons from front row, she only prisons from front row. He will prison from anywhere. So say they have like 1 front row unit and then 2 back row units, right? So you'll go her skill. Well, it doesn't really matter because you can just get the back row units. But yeah, basically he'll prison anything. That's why I run 3 of him still. And then I run 2 of this guy. I haven't seen him in very many profiles. He's kind of a tech option. Say you're pitching for the next ride to grade 2. You'll pitch him while you have your set order. And basically it'll enable an early rush. I've noticed that with this deck, if you rush fairly early, it gets you a lot further than if you were to just kind of play conservative and play the, oh, I'm going to outlast you by resource. You know what I mean? So I noticed that rushing early is very healthy for this deck. Not really trying to outlast your opponent. Now for the grade 1s, I run 3 Bobble Mine. Bobble Mine, he's obviously good. He's your only countercharger in the deck. But you don't need 4. He just takes up space as 4. You don't have that much stuff that counterblasts a bunch of cards. Like you have Seraph Snow that's counterblast 1. He's a counterblast 1. Everything else is kind of just Soul Blast 1. Like, you'll use him sometimes. Say you're at like low damage and you only have 2 counterblast, and you'll just use his effect then, I guess, if you want. Then I have 3 Shovel Stud. He replaces the grade 1 trial deck, because the grade 1 trial deck, counterblast 1, soul blast 1, draw a card if you have a card in prison. He's counterblast 1, soul blast 1, and put 1 in the prison, and then if they have 3 in the prison, draw 1. So I mean, he just replaces her. I mean, he's a good card. He's solid. I mean, he's probably replaceable in the future because, I don't know. I don't really use him much in the deck. It's mostly my grade 2s and 3s I'm using a lot. And then you have the 4 perfect guards, self-explanatory. Don't really need to go any further. 2 of the Blitz order, the Counterblast 2 plus 30k. This is a good Blitz order. It may be Counterblast 2, but the deck isn't Counterblast heavy. This card's, fuck me, dude. This card has saved me in a lot of fights. Just the plus 30k. It's just no one else's order gives them plus 30k, so I mean, like, yeah. And then I just run 1 of the prison. You don't need 2. 1, you ride straight to grade 1, you search 1 out. That's how it is. If you get it on starting hand, just mulligan back. You're gonna search them out no matter what. You don't want this in your starting hand. It's literally just, if you do run 2, you're just pitching the 1 that you got in your starting hand. It's all you get from that. And then trigger lineup, I mean, it's a basic trigger lineup, obviously. You have your over trigger. Over trigger is fucking nuts. This one is. I killed somebody at 2 damage with it. It feels bad. I run 8 crit, 3 draw, and then 4 of the heal trigger. Why do I play only 3 draw? You get the triple drive. Your triple drive, you don't need as much draw power. Even though oftentimes when I do my triple drive, I whiff. I literally trigger check all my grade 1s and 2s, and I never trigger check my fucking triggers ever. So yeah, that's basically the profile. There's not really much to it, I guess. One thing that I noticed about this deck is you really do want to rush early. A lot of people want to try to prison deny you, and what I mean by prison deny you is keep you from getting 3 cards in your prison so she can't activate her triple drive. I'm not gonna lie, you don't need her triple drive. It's nice, don't get me wrong, it's nice if you do get it off, but I was playing the mirror. I was giving him the triple drive while I was just getting twin drive. He was prison denying me, which was making his columns weaker and also making to where it wouldn't take, I could just throw a 5k and it'd guard it. He was only giving me 2 cards to put in my prison, and I was just filling my board so he could just imprison everything. Yeah, so, and I still ended up winning 2-0. I mean, yeah, they can prison deny you, but if you just play that rush down, like, that's why I play him as a tech, for the rush down. Because, I mean, what more do you need, like, when you're rushing at them? You're managing their resources, which a lot of people don't do with this deck. They will never damage deny somebody. Like, they'll see they have 1 counterblast, and they'll just be like, okay, swing, 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 so you can get another counterblast to get your units back out of prison. It's like, dude, if they have 1 counterblast, damage deny their ass. Like, be an asshole. Fuck it, dude. Like, you want them to leave their stuff in prison and force them to call other units out, is basically how it should go. Which I see a lot of people, they don't play the deck like that. They don't. They'll just kind of whine like, oh, we need something that imprisons from hand. Granted, we are getting an order that is going to imprison something from hand in the next set. But, like, the deck still functions nice. Like, I got 2nd and 3rd. I lost to Bastion and Bruce. Bastion is a horrible matchup for this deck. Bastion pretty much just shits it on this deck every time. Because Bastion just needs to call out 2 grade 3s. And he's golden for the rest of the fucking fight. But yeah, that's basically it for the deck profile. And my analysis on what is done. I wanted to do a deck profile. I was gonna do a deck profile on Zorga, but I haven't really played much Zorga. in tournament or in general. I've been playtesting like today a little bit, and I've gotten columns. I can consistently hit 40k columns every turn. I want to see how I do in a tournament with him before I actually, you know, get into talking about the deck, because I don't feel like my opinion on the deck would have much impact on somebody, or I wouldn't really have much information to give you, but I could tell you quite a bit about this deck right here. This deck's pretty fun. I'm not even gonna lie. So yeah, that's about it. Hit the like button. Let me know if you want to see that deck profile of Zorga. Whoa. Don't talk about the voice crack. But yeah, I'll catch you guys later, and take it easy.